You're the one everybody comes to. Every question, every decision, every let me just check with her first. It all runs through you. And after all these years, you've started to believe that's what makes you a strong leader. Being needed this much is good. And it tells you that you're getting the job right. But I want to tell you the truth, one leader to another. The fact that nothing moves without you is not proof that you're strong. It's proof that whoever comes after you is walking into a trap, and they don't even know it yet. Here's what I mean. One day, you're going to pass this whole thing on to someone else. And here's the danger most of us never see coming. The very thing that makes you feel indispensable, everything running through you, also puts that handoff at risk. So the real question was never whether you're valuable. Of course you are. The question is what you're quietly building for the person who comes next. Today, we're breaking down 3 signs that you're the only one who knows everything, and most leaders miss them until it's really too late. I'm going to show you what's really costing the person who takes your seat next long before they ever sit down in it. And I'll give you the one question I started asking myself the day I finally understood that nobody stays in an organization forever, not even you. I've got to be straight with you. I didn't learn this by sitting on a board and watching someone else make the mistake. I learned it because I made it myself. I've started organizations. I've built things from nothing, from an idea to a real place with staff and a budget and people counting on it. And when something is your baby, when you carried it that far, you hold on. You make the calls. You keep the big relationships close. You tell yourself you're protecting it. And you know what? For a while, you are. But one day it hit me. All that protecting I was so proud of may be the very thing standing in the way of whoever was supposed to come next. And once you see it, you can't unsee that. That's also the day I started asking myself one question every time I stepped into a new role. Now, I'll give that question to you near the end, but you won't feel it until you see these 3 signs first. So here's the first sign. Everyone waits for you. You take a few days off, you get sick for a week, you come back, and nothing moved. The decisions that should have been made sitting in a pile, they are waiting for you. Little things a dozen people could have handled, but they waited. In the moment, it feels all right. It feels like proof. They need me. Nothing runs right when I'm gone. But let's look at it another way. It's not that they can't decide. It's that somewhere along the way, everybody learned not to. And here's what happens, because I don't want you thinking that's a flaw in you. It's not. Early on, you made the calls yourself because that's what you were supposed to do. It was faster, safer. That was effective leadership. But do it long enough, you the only one making decisions, and it turns into something else. People stop asking, what's our process? They start asking, what does she usually want? You stop being the leader of the system. You became the system. I sat on a board once at a youth serving agency, big organization, good name in the community. Everything ran through the executive, who that person knew, what that person said. That was the organization. From that side, it looked like strong leadership. But if you sat in enough meetings, you could feel it. The second that person stepped out the room, everything stopped. Nobody wanted to move an inch without checking first. Now, the board loved it. irreplaceable, they'd say, like it was the highest compliment you could give. But irreplaceable isn't only a compliment, it's a warning. Look at what these two things mean together. Fewer than 1 in 3 nonprofits have anything written down for the day their leader walks out. And more than half of these leaders expect to be gone within 5 years. So everybody knows the leaving is coming. Almost nobody's built for it. And the more one person carries, the further the whole place falls the day that person is finally gone. So when everybody waits for you, don't hear it as devotion. Everybody in that building has quietly learned to stop moving until you say so. And if that were the only sign, it'd be bad enough. But the next one doesn't wait for you. Some of it walks out the door right with you. Here's the second sign. Too many of the relationships run through you. And only you. Think about who calls you. The big donor, that one whose gift you plan the whole year round. Calls yourself. The board member who really is an influencer, moves things, calls you. The funder, the community partner, they all got your cell number. And this one is sneaky because it feels like the organization's strength. Look at all these relationships. And a lot of them are the organizations, sure. But if you're really honest with yourself, most of them lean on you more than on anything else. They grew around you because of who you are and the trust you've built, one lunch, one phone call, one meeting at a time. So when you go, some of that can get a little quiet. Not all of it, and maybe not overnight. I helped a colleague with exactly this. I'd known her for years, and she came to me because she trusted me. Her whole worry, the thing that was keeping her up at night, was the donors. Who's going to keep the donors? Who's going to maintain those relationships? Nobody on staff is ready, she said. That's all she could see. What she couldn't see, and I mean she really couldn't see it, was how much of it rested on her personally and what that was going to cost the person who came next. It's a little like your phone. Every number you need is in here. And you don't know one by heart anymore because the phone remembers so you don't have to. Now lose that phone. You still know all those people, but can you actually reach them? Can you call them? That's the organization when the relationships all run through one person. And that's the part a transition binder can't fix. You can have a contact list, a clean spreadsheet with every name on it, and that matters, but a contact list is not a relationship. A file can tell the next leader what you did. It can't tell them why that donor became more distant last spring or which board member to call first when things get difficult. That's not in any file. That's in you. So everyone waits for you. The relationships lean on you. And you might be thinking, all right, I'll just get my people ready to carry some of this. Good. That's exactly right. And that leads straight into the third sign. And this one ties the first two really in a knot, okay? Sign 3. No one else gets enough practice. Now, here's how it sounds when it comes out of your mouth. My people just aren't ready. And you might be right. But sit with why. Readiness doesn't come from watching somebody else do it. It comes from doing it yourself, making the real call, sitting in the challenging meeting, owning the decision when it goes sideways and it doesn't work out right. That's the only way anybody gets ready, making the mistakes, then learning what to do. But watch what actually happens. The stakes are high, so you step in. It's faster to just handle it, so you do. They start something. It's not quite how you would do it, so you take it back. Each of those makes sense on its own. Not one feels like a mistake, but add them up over a few years, and you've got a team that maybe hasn't gotten the reps they need, that repetition to build that muscle. Not because they couldn't, because they never got to. And this isn't just your shop or your organization. Hear me now, it's a pattern. In the nonprofit world, only about 1/3 of top leadership jobs get filled by promoting somebody from inside. In business, it's roughly double that. So what's that mean? Your best people might not be walking out because they stopped caring. They might be walking out because month after month, the organization kept showing them the real authority was going to stay right where it was with you. I've watched this up close. More than once, I've seen somebody come in an organization believing they were next, told they were next, prepared for it, but never quite happened. And not because they weren't ready, because the decisions that would have proven them never left the top. They got the title of next in line, but never the authority that makes it real. And here's what that does. It's not just that one person who finally gives up and leaves. Everybody still is there watching. And quietly, they stop believing the next chance is real. Now, listen, I can speak to this, not because I read about it, but because that's what I used to do. This sign was the one I grappled with the most until I learned you can't keep somebody out of the room where the leading happens, where the real deal is going down, and then say they never showed you they could lead. Each one of these signs alone, you could explain away. But together, they really land on one person, the one who comes after you. So let me show you what they walk into, that next person. The day you leave, the next leader gets your title, but they don't get what you know. They don't get the trust you spent years, maybe decades, building. And they don't get a team that knows how to move without you. They get the office, not the thing that made the office work. And it's harder than starting from scratch because the old habits don't leave when you do. The staff keep asking what you would have done. The board keeps measuring the new person against you, and the donors hang back, check it out, waiting to see if this one's as good as the last. So the new leader isn't just running the organization. They're spending half their energy getting the place to accept somebody who isn't you. And here's the part that gets me. When the new leader struggles, everybody nods and says, that board hired the wrong person. But a lot of time they didn't. They're trying to lead an organization that was never taught how to live without you. That's not their failure. That's the weight of an organization that leaned on one person too long. So what do? Here's what I do now and what I tell every leader I work with. Run a dependency check. And not on your way out the door, the day you walk into an organization, the day you take the role, or if you're already in a role, do it now. It's 3 questions, one for each of those signs I gave you. What around here stalls the minute I'm gone? Which relationships would go silent if I disappeared tomorrow? And who am I not letting practice just because it's faster to do it myself? And you don't need a big off-site retreat for yourself to answer these questions. The answers really are already all around you if you're willing to look. You don't have to fix it, not all of it, this week. The point is to start building something that doesn't need you to survive, because that was always the actual job anyway. Not being the one who holds it all, being the one who makes sure the organization and its mission can stand on its own. And that brings me to the question I promised you. The day I finally understood something most of us avoid. Nobody stays in an organization forever. Not me, not you, not anybody. And honestly, you wouldn't even want to. Once I let that in, one question always stays with me. Am I preparing this organization for the leader who comes next? Or am I quietly making sure it still needs me after I'm gone? Sit with that one. Be candid with your answer. Because here's the thing, even after you see all of this, there's one more move that's so easy to make without ever realizing you're making it. You start to let go, but you don't fully leave. You linger and you become the ghost in the building. That's the next video I want you to watch.